Live from the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina, this is Under the Twin Suns.
Welcome back to the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina. It's me, your host, Cole, and I'm here to talk about Star Wars Unlimited, a great game with some great guys. I'm joined by Chris, Ruben, and Steve this week.
What's up, guys?
So,
Hang on.
Let's go ahead and just talk about the elephant in the room. Django, DJ, and Triple Dark Raid have been banned effective as of Friday. We're recording this the day after the ban was announced, and this will come out a couple days after the ban's live. I think we had talked about it last week, where we had talked about Django possibly getting banned. I really didn't think they were gonna do it. But I am a hater. DJ got banned. I hate that card. Big fan of that decision. Nothing feels worse than getting your resource that was stolen from you burned by a Han Solo, I swear. And then I I really did think the TDR ban was not the best decision because I think of it as quite a not overpowered card, but upon further discussion pre-show with everybody else, I was shown the error of my ways. And you know what? I will admit it's probably a decent thing to suspend with all the new ships.
yeah, it just does unfair things. Like when back in set one, there wasn't like a whole lot. It could cheat out a Ruthless Raider every now and then, which was pretty annoying. But I mean, my God, that thing just doesn't miss now,
No.
and it's only going to get more and more broken. The more sets we get, the more vehicles we get. So now I think it was a very smart decision. Just go ahead and nip that in the bud right now.
I'm still
I,
salty.
I agree with that. I just think the thing that there's a pattern here. They're cunning cards that are
Oh, yeah.
being suspended.
It's
So
almost like it's a
one
broken
thing
aspect.
one thing they need to do is, I mean, balancing it. Like cunning is super powerful. Look at all these cards are being used, right? So it's kind of the suspension of Django. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of suspending leaders overall, but I get why. TDR again is just a powerful card. It's just so strong. Getting smacked in the face by a Devastator with this card, as I still have PTSD from it. And
I
DJ,
had
of
fun
course,
with it.
I ran Han yellow with DJ, and you play this with Tech DJ, and it's just the game is over pretty quickly if that combo does go
Mhm.
off because you are so far ahead. So yeah, it's good to see that they are making these changes when they do, but the feedback, I mean, it's like it's quickly being done. Like this is the first major, the PQs that they did. Yes, it's got some, but this is like that next level, right? So they're reacting quickly to this. So like they have enough data to say, okay, this is a problem, and it's not going to get any better because they've got more sector qualifiers coming up and so forth. So yeah, I think it was the right call, even though I'm really, it's not going to impact Twin Suns though.
No, never will.
Nope.
We're the greatest. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I was surprised about Triple Dark Raid, but I agree that it's a good decision. I think I think everyone was so like distracted by how much Django was being used and smacking hard, as the same with DJ, that Triple Dark Raid just wasn't the focus at the time and wasn't being talked about as much. But I don't think it's a bad decision. I agree with it. And I look forward to seeing how things balance out and what changes get made to decks, what people start playing instead, and what starts happening with the meta. No, it won't affect Twin Suns, but I think that we normally see suspensions get carried over in Twin Suns too, just because when people stop playing certain cards, they normally don't continue to play it in Twin Suns either, just because I don't know, out of sight, out of mind, maybe.
No, I put TDRs right into my Twin Suns deck. I'm that guy.
Right?
It doesn't feel like particularly broken in Twin
No,
Suns. The
not at
singleton
all.
No,
format,
no,
I
right.
feel like it's just fine there.
Yeah.
Also, that
agree.
is, if anything, the game mode to have overpowered stuff in it. It's definitely the multiplayer mode
Very
that's
true.
casual mode. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I don't want to give them this idea because they shouldn't. There should never be a competitive like for fun tournaments and whatever, sure, but as like a legitimate part of the game mode, there probably should never be a competitive Twin Suns mode. Like that just it
No,
would
no,
hurt the game.
C80H is
Yes,
awful.
exactly.
It's just
All right.
So sneak attack will be the next card.
I've been trying it out. No, it will not. It really will not. Mm-mm. I've gone back to full Rex. Sneak attack does not hit the same. It really doesn't.
Well, it's the ugly stepchild in this. Like, hey, if I can get triple dark raid, I can't get. All right, I'm gonna get sneak attack. You know, it's like it's
Yeah,
just,
it is.
No,
It
we have
really is
not
the
Dark Raid at
generic
home.
version. It's like I do everything he does, but slightly worse.
but people will try it.
People will try it. I mean, I tried it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a quick little memeing time. All right. Once again, we have a fan submitted meme, and by fan I mean friend. I mean both. I mean he's a fan and a friend of the show. Today, Andrew came to me the other day with a combination that I thought was quite fun, and he did this in Premiere, but I Twin Sunsified it. So you're gonna play Duke. You're gonna play Dooku and Newt. Turn 1, you're gonna drop a Confederate courier, and then that's all you gotta do. Turn 2, you're gonna drop a droid deployment, and then you're gonna Dooku the Confederate courier, so you get a wartime trade official. Now at this point you now have 4 units because you've gotten the defeated droid from the Dookuing of the Confederate courier. Now you're going to exploit all of these things for a malevolence. Now you have a malevolence on turn 2. You also have 1 droid and a second droid from when you're going to use Newt Gunray's ability to give you a second unit because you've defeated a bunch. And then for the Peace Day Resistance on top, you're going to drop an Iden onto the Malevolence so she has a shield. And then you're also going to have a Roger Roger so your droids can just keep bouncing that back and forth. Because why not? That's my meme. I call it Dookie on their chests, and run with it, my children.
that name is awesome.
Yeah, that's a good
Gameplay.
name for it.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, thanks, Andrew. If you guys have any combos you want us to try out below or you've tried, let us know. Thanks. We really do appreciate it because, dude, whenever somebody comes up to me in a shop or they send a comment or whatever and they're like, hey, I have a combo for you to try, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Other people care about this stuff. That's great. It just it makes my heart a flutter. All right. So we've got 2 main topics. And let's start with the Twin Suns one, the Twin Suns focused one first, because I feel like we've talked a little bit too much about Premiere in these 10 minutes. The first thing that I wanted, me, Steve, Chris, and Ruben were talking earlier this week, and as we're going to get more and more sets, some of these more obscure tags that we're starting to see get filled out just a little bit are becoming more and more viable, not only for combinations, but also for themed decks. So we kind of wanted to talk about like what tags do we think A, have power, or B, that we'll see more in the future as more cards are built out for them. So the one that I saw for the second example, like as things are getting more built out, there's a surprising amount of Twi'lek cards. Like you got Sham Syndulla, you got the Ryloth Soldier, you got Hera. There's a lot of Twi'leks. Like I didn't realize it until this week, but that's a decent tag that I could see doing very well.
That's at least it's a great point. Because I was thinking, me personally, I was thinking of Jawas. Like, there's not a lot of Jawas, but Jawas could like do this like. Whenever I picture Jawas, I'm thinking like scrapping, like maybe like a looting or rummage, I guess is what they call it in this game. Like, just like going through the trash. Like, I'm gonna ditch this trashy card to get this card. You know what I mean? So I could see some like cool like shenanigans going on with Jawas.
Dude, I would love that. Like they have like a little like when attacking droids have like minus attack or something.
Oh yeah, like you're like zapping them.
That would be
Be
no.
sweet.
I could definitely see that. That's the another tag that I was thinking about. Are Jawas tagged as creatures? Let me look at this for a second. Oh, the other two that I
Fringe.
hmm
The Fringe.
for their fringe. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah. Fringe is gonna be a really good tag. Like you have Ray right now, but if anybody actually takes advantage of a fringe leader, and I'm sorry I cut you off, Ruben, but yeah.
No, I'm just letting you know what the other trait was for the Jawa.
Oh,
It was Fringe.
my bad.
We got our first fringe support card in the last set, where it's like it like gives a fringe unit a shield or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
blue unit.
I wonder and think that in the future, because I know in Magic it's quite prevalent across the board, but I wonder if we'll start to get more cards like Bold Resistance, where it's like choose up to 3 units that share the same trait.
Mhm.
Those units, blah 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 blah. So I'm wondering if we'll start to get more cards like that as more sets come out, and I think that will really let us, unlock the potential of, some of these cards that we don't have lots and lots of units that are Twi'lek or Jawa, but you could still put together a deck that will function.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is
I know.
oh sorry,
Oh no, go ahead.
dude. There's a buttload of Wookiees.
Oh yeah, Wookiees is
We've
gonna
got
be good
12
one
Wookiees
day.
now. One day.
One
Sorry, Steve.
day.
You got one?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's going to happen probably next set. I'm almost positive, but Night Sisters and like being able to
Oh, I would love
reanimate stuff
that.
out of the discard. Oh, it's
Mm.
gonna be sick. I'm almost positive it's
Cause,
coming.
cause you're right. What is Savage? Is it, I think there's just a Night tag. Yeah, it's just Night. So like
Yeah,
there's Night
Night.
Sisters and
Yeah,
Brothers.
Night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we've got
Mm.
the only three we have right now are Savage, the daughter of Dathomir, and then Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
And weirdly only her pilot, not her unit.
That is weird.
I guess she hadn't discovered where she was. Well, no, I mean, I'm not gonna make logic to it. But yeah, Chris, are there any tags you think would be really interesting?
I think you've mentioned a lot of the ones that I would be interested in at this moment in time. We already said creature. I think we'll possibly see some of that in the next set. I know there's been a lot of speculation online about that already, and what if we'll get a leader that will somehow tap into into creatures, and we'll be able to have a really solid creature deck coming next set. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see where else we can go in the future.
You know, what I'm waiting for? It's gonna take a long time, maybe like 10 years. Eventually, we're gonna get a Rancor deck
Oh, I would love
because
that.
they print like one a set. Like one a
We
set.
do be getting because there's Wild Rancor, there's Jabba's Rancor. Am I missing another Rancor?
No,
I
I think
feel
it's
like
two.
there's another one, but I can't name it. Oh, is there only two?
Yeah.
I feel like there's more. Maybe not.
Hey, all I could say is that I want to see Ewoks. That's what
I
I
could get
want to see.
down.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
That's gonna
I
have
want
to
to see
happen.
That's
Ewoks.
gonna
That is the
happen.
one that I want to see. Like, I want them to be okay because I think this was in Star Wars Destiny. They used to have like Ewok cards that were like really small costed cards to play, and they're basically just tokens, right? They're just there just to overwhelm them. But I guess I would like to kind of see it kind of be along the same route as the swarming vulture droid, where they get stronger, or maybe their defense. I don't know, something that they get together and they can like Sentinel or something. I don't know, but I would like to see something fun happen with Ewoks, and that's one of my. If I had to choose, one of my favorite ones would be the Ewoks.
Maybe there'll be like slivers in Magic where it's like
Oh, dude,
one
that would
has
be so good. The
like
slivers,
one has
yes.
Sentinel, so they all have Sentinel.
Dude, that I would,
That would be
yes.
pretty good. Bro, clearly they're waiting to drop your Ewoks in the set called Secrets of Power because they overwhelmed an entire Imperial army with sticks.
There you go. See, I'll wait it out.
Entire legion of my best troops killed by teddy bears.
They just walked off the cliff. They'd seen things. It's
I like the one meme where they're eating meat, and it's like right after the battle.
it's the
Like, where did they get all this meat?
oh, it's real tough. It's real fleshy. No,
Like using the stormtrooper heads as drums.
oh, I
I
love
wonder
that.
where they got them.
Fire. That was so funny. All right, any other tags, or are we moving on to the next topic?
Onwards.
Onwards and upwards, gentlemen. All right, residential hater Cole here asking a question. Are SQs worth it? Discuss. Now, I'm talking about not only as someone from a player perspective, but well, in playing in the main event, I mean. I'm also talking about a player who's going just to play in the side events and be interested in this quote-unquote prize wall. So
If
sorry.
it's a
Go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say if it's a player it just depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Like if you're I'm a competitive player, I like to play in competitive events. I will pay more than I should to be able to sit in a hall with 900 sweaty stinky people and play hardcore 9 rounds all day, just because I enjoy that atmosphere. But if you're going for side events and to grind side events, I don't know if it'll be worth it.
And Steve, that's
If it's
exactly the
anything like
point.
Denver, probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm of the second type of person. Like Steve, you are a competitive player. You're very good, and you're a very good person to also play against because you're one of the nicest people in the world. Um,
Oh,
see,
And handsome.
and one of the most handsome.
yeah,
I can't believe I didn't start with that.
It's all good.
My issue is
forgiven.
I'm not a good competitive player, and it's very easy to trigger me. So I don't play competitively because it's not good for anyone involved. So as someone who was thinking about going to the side event, um, I'm not sure if I will be going because I'm gonna play devil's advocate over here. Market report Cole. You can get every one of the cards from the prize wall on TCG Player for about $80 right now, and I do believe that that'll probably come down to the 40 to 50 range after more supply is exposed. But we'll see. But that's my thoughts right now. Not that I think it's bad or that I think anyone's doing anything wrong. I just think that for the size of the event, for the amount of chaos that will be involved, and any potential, and I'm not talking negatively on FFG or GameGenic or whoever in this case, it's really hard to coordinate things these days. Especially when you have massive amounts of shipments and other pieces of infrastructure that are involved. I've kind of just in the last couple of years just been like, well, that's the life now. Like it's just a different world we live in. Not to sound like a crazy person, but I feel that the supply. I'm done ranting. My point is, it's hard to ship things. Sorry.
I'll go next on
Uh,
this. Let me just say real quick that our SQ is worth it. Kind of, I think Steve kind of touched about it a little bit before, but prior to the announcement that they're gonna work on making it better, it really wasn't. Because the cost for these events are kind of high, and there wasn't a lot of return on them. Reports of people who not getting good prizes for their stuff, or the events not firing because it wasn't worth it to them. Because again, at the end of the day, people will see value based off of their time. If you're going to be spending in a tournament for hours and hours and hours, and you're not getting a reward that's kind of worth it, it's kind of hard. Yes, you want to be top player to get the prizes and stuff like that, but you spend X amount of money and you go into these events and you're like, oh, this is all I get for it is a piece of gum, you know. But I think what I've learned from FFG right now is that they are quick to do their best to make what the situation was better, and which I think is a good sign that the SQs will get better over time. Because again, a lot of things that they are doing, they're getting better with, and I think with this last set, JTL, their cards are better, the quality cards, the products are better. So I just think that what we'll see in Richmond, I hope, will be better, and I really think that there's potential there. But again, as of right now, it's kind of hard to play in the side events and think that you're going to get the value out of it unless they fix it in Richmond.
I think that was a really good summary. Chris,
Um,
thoughts?
So, coming from someone who is not super competitive, I would be more interested in going for side events. And I don't think I have intentions on going. Um, I am not down with having to pay a separate fee for each event. That that is not productive for me. Um, yeah, that's a no for me. Um, Furthermore, hearing about all of the past flubs, if you want to call them, or problems or issues that have occurred, that's worrisome, especially if I'm going to have to pay separate fees for every single different event that I would want to attend. You know, product not being available, um, prizes not being available. As Cole brought up, there are issues with shipping. That's why they didn't have product available, but also giving the response that, oh, we're going to ship this to you. If you couldn't get it there, I'm not sure that you're going to get it to me either. So that would not set well with me. And I agree that it's great that FFG is listening to players and continuously making things better, but also we're on set 4 now, and I feel like they should be more proactive at this point instead of reactive. And I feel like they are being reactive instead of being proactive. Like I think that the cards look great. I think they're continuously getting better, but I feel like we already had issues with prizes in the past and people weren't happy with them. So I feel like we should already be at a higher standard.
um, and shout out to Space Bear Unlimited, who did a interview with FFG's Ron Longy, talking about the Denver, uh, all the problems they had in Denver, and like to Ruben's point, FFG does do a really good job of responding quickly, but sometimes it could be like misconceived. I know the first time I heard that playmats the first day were going for, it was like equaled out to $100, and then they realized that that was ridiculous. So on Sunday they marked them 50% down. They were $50. So like FFG trying to correct it, but can you imagine being that guy who
Who
paid
paid
$100 for a
$100? Yeah.
playmat to find out that tomorrow they're 50?
I'd be
Like
quite
that
upset.
would be such a gut punch. So like yeah, they're really quick to respond, but not always the smartest to respond. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll get their act together. Star City Games is I mean, they're not new at making events. They've done quite a few. Um, it's a little surprising.
I think just too is like, again, when they're coming up with this prize structure, there's got to be a situation where they're in the room like, you guys think this is good? Do you think this is enough points? Do you think that we're charging too many points for this? And everyone's like, yeah, I think this is great. But then when the players come, everyone's like, what? I just there's got to be
Who could have
something.
seen this happening?
There's got to be a disconnect somewhere where I just it blows my mind. Like when I first saw that and I saw the prizes and the points and then the versus the charging of each of these events, that was like less than 5 minutes going like, it's not the value there. There's got to be so many more months of time invested into saying if this was the right call, and it fell flat. Like literally everyone, they're not talking about who won, they're talking about the prizes. People are
Yeah.
talking more about the
Yeah.
prize wall than they're talking about who won the events. Yeah, Django, blah blah blah. But no one, everyone's talking about the prizes. So that is the biggest thing.
And I brought this up um, last time, if I'm not mistaken, but it's almost like all the testers for sets and across the board, it's like they're not getting players to get their feedback from. I don't know who they're using for testers and who they're talking to about plans, but I feel like it's not players.
Yeah,
That
that
does seem to be a
ban
concern.
announcement, the guy's like, we had Boba pinned down as the one that would be using Triple Dark Raid. We didn't even think about Django. It's like, what?
Mhm.
Really?
Did you guys see the? They were also making jokes about. We talked earlier about how everybody who's been banned is cunning. Did you guys see that they were making jokes about the fact that they know Quinlan is about to be broken with the next
The
set?
Wow,
FFG.
Quinlan's beatable.
Yeah. No, with the next set.
Oh,
Supposedly he's just going to be the master of the Force, and they were alluding to the fact that they were already aware they're probably going to have to ban him.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So is that like the running thing now? Like they make something and then they print a set that breaks it? Is that just gonna be
Evidently.
what happens?
We're gonna
Like,
start
oh
going
cool, the
into the
Force set
Magic
is coming up.
territory where they're gonna start doing weekly ban lists and suspension lists.
I really. Okay, so I'm going to be
I refuse to
positive
call it
here.
suspension.
I'm actually going to try to be positive here. So I was watching a lot of weird podcasts this week because I can't sleep. Um, and I found one about the early days of Magic the Gathering. Did you guys know that the first event that Magic the Gathering held, they screwed up so bad they didn't get their cards until the second day of the event? Like Magic the Gathering cards just didn't show up, but people were so excited about the potential for this game that they had learned about the game prior to the cards showing up. Where am I going with this in my crazy rant? I think that Star Wars Unlimited, they have such a good game created. They do. And they're kind of riding on that coattail right now. That they've created such a good trading card game that has an established IP, that being Star Wars, and it plays closely to Magic as well as some other card games, and it has no in response to, which I know we all love. Like you can't be interrupted. Everything you do is going to happen. We all love that. I think
I
that
kind of
it's
miss. I kind of
both
miss
an
instant.
exciting time and a nervous time. And we'll see where FFG takes us, but I have hope because I don't know why, but it always seems like trading card games that have a long history have a rough launch at first.
Well, FFG has a reputation, and from a Destiny player, I guarantee, and I'll say this, if they don't get SWU right, they're not going to come back for another trading card game. Players won't come back because they gave Destiny, it broke our hearts. And then we're like, okay, we'll try out SWU, we'll see how that goes. Oh, we're loving it. And I just, yeah, I don't think SWU or FFG could survive this game not working because they had the same issues with product in the very beginning of Destiny. The reason why some of these things happen differently for SWU is because the demand was more than they anticipated originally, but because they were gun shy, and I think is like as long as we keep going down this route, as long as they keep working on it, because they didn't do it like this in Destiny. Trust me, this is night and day difference. So I see I see hope here with this card game with what they're going to do to make it better and balance the force, if you will.
How many sets were there in Destiny?
Oh gosh, I can't think of the number off the top of my head, but the
Plus or
first
minus.
couple of sets, 9
Okay.
more, maybe 9 or
Okay,
more. It could
it's a lot
I
more
don't know,
than
it
I
could be
thought.
more. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while, but long story short, the first couple of sets, it was hard to get any product, and that initially killed the game. And they try to get it back, and then oh, it's bringing back memories.
Ruben's like, I can't lose it again. I can't lose my game.
I can't. I think the mechanics of this game is amazing. I love it. I don't want to, and Steve, I don't care. Responding to someone playing 10 cards in Magic before you get to do anything is not fun. I
Agreed.
don't care what anybody tells you. I love you, man, but no.
I love it.
Especially if
I
you're a
love
blue player.
instants.
Hate it.
That's why I like instants because I'm a blue player.
Oh, I know. I used to be
Counter
Esper. I get
spell. Oh, you were Esper too? Oh
it. Oh my
man,
god, yes.
I found the other one in the world that played Esper.
Well,
I was just gonna side with Steve there. I enjoyed instants and interrupts.
no, I always played white, so I would just get hella healing, like lifelink and stuff like that. I always loved that.
Oh yeah.
And now I play, if I do play Commander at all, I play a Caesar's Legion deck, which is just fun because I have like 300 hours in Fallout New Vegas. I love that game.
Nice.
But yeah, so FFG, it sounds like we're all optimistic, but we definitely see the cracks showing. You guys let us know what you think below. We'll definitely report back on the SQ in a couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes. Mr. Steve, I believe you have a deck tech.
Aha, I do.
Ooh, do tell.
Yeah. Today I'm bringing Lando Calrissian buying time from set 4 and Chancellor Palpatine playing both sides from set 3. I call it buying both sides. We're going to use Command Center, so green, for our base. And essentially I just came up with this because Sentinel is, in my opinion, the strongest keyword in Twin Suns, and I just wanted to make the biggest a-hole Sentinel don't attack me bro deck
I love
that
it
I could come up
already.
with. Well, while Ruben's over there passing out gifts and stuff, I'm gonna be holed up in my bunker. I'm playing pretty much just about not every Sentinel, but just about every playable Sentinel that I could come up with. And because we're playing Chancellor Palpatine, we not only have access to heroic, vigilance, command, and cunning, we also have those colors in villainy as well. So it like explodes our options. We have so many. I bet I could give this to like 10 different players and probably every list would look different. There's so many options that you have. But being in villainy means that we get access to even better sentinels like Pike Sentinel. We get access to the Clan Saxon Gauntlet. There's some great sentinels like Super Commando Squad.
Oh, I
Whenever
love
he's
that one.
upgraded, you get Sentinel. So he works great with Lando because Lando's just passing out shields. So there's like a lot of little like subtle combos. I'm not really looking to flip Palpatine back and forth all that much. Pretty much as soon as I get him on the villain side, I'm happy with that. Then I have access to everything in my deck, and everything's going to cost, with no aspect penalty. But I'm playing a lot of little guys on the ground to begin with, a lot of little guys in space, and then building up to my really big hitters like Redemption. I've got Ewing, Reinforcement. Just really big hitters to try and close it out. So that is Lando and Flip Palp, or buying both sides. And I hope you guys give it a chance. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Very nice.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm a huge Sentinel fan, so you already know I love it. That's like the first thing I put in my deck is my Sentinel guys.
every
Oh,
time I
yeah.
sit down to play against a Lando, I come away with the same realization. That's just good. Like, he's way better than I thought he ever was going to be. I remember seeing that card leaked, and I was like, oh, that's terrible.
I did the same. I
No, he's
did the
great.
same.
He's really good in sealed, too.
And
'Cause-
in our league, you have to win with every leader. And when I had to play him, I had so much fun. I'm like, I got to build this.
It's just so
So
good.
much fun.
Yeah, our league that Steve is still number 1 in. We'll see how that ends out.
Oh, there's still time.
Nah. All right.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
True.
Right.
True. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
All right, but thank you for the deck tech, Steve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to our final segment. Name that card. Play the intro.
What's that card?
All right, Steve, you won last week,
Hooray.
which means you get to choose a card. All cards are on the table.
Alright.
Set 4 is now included.
Well, gentlemen, I have selected my card, and the order will be Chris, Ruben, and Cole. And you may start your engines.
Vroom vroom.
Okay. Which aspect is this card in? Of
This
whatever.
card is in Command Heroic.
Okay.
Ooh, this is my world.
What are the keywords on this card?
There's only one keyword: resistance.
Is that a trait or?
That's a trait.
Oh shoot!
Aha!
Yeah,
We got
keyword.
it. Bonus.
Uh,
I'll take it.
my bad.
It's all good.
I mean, I can ask then what are the keywords. We've got the traits now, so we might as well have both.
I don't know if this is a keyword.
Red is a
I'll
keyword.
give you. I'm sorry.
Like red, like ambush or sentinel, any of those.
Oh, if it's in red, it's a keyword. Oh, then this does not have a keyword.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Oh. Okay.
All right, Chris, you're up, and you might want to just guess because I think Cole just figured it out.
I don't know. I think there are multiple options here, so I don't know if I'm ready to just guess.
I could be lying.
He does like to break ankles.
Is this a space unit?
This is not a space unit.
Man, I just. All right, I'll help Cole out with this one if he doesn't already have it. What is the cost of the card?
3.
Yeah, it's I may have the name wrong, but I can describe what it is. It's either veteran naval officer or veteran fleet officer, and it's a 2/1 resistance unit, and it costs 3. When played, create an X-wing, right?
That is 100% correct.
Cole, you
Veteran
need to
fleet
stop
officer.
memorizing all these cards. Okay, give us a shot, huh?
It's in my color, man. It's not my fault. I played double green hero. My bad. My bad.
You gotta
Yeah,
In the
stay away.
spirit of Lando. It's like
Good
the
job, Cole.
Landoist Lando card.
The minute
Good
I
job,
heard,
Cole.
oh, no keywords and it's a resistance. Oh, word. Oh, it's 3. Bet. Thank you,
All right,
though.
and what was the card called?
Is it
officially?
veteran fleet officer?
Veteran fleet officer.
Yeah.
Nice.
But there is a space. There are space units too that are command heroic, that are resistance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't want to guess because I mean I could guess I could have, but
See, I just like to ask the questions that help everybody else out. See, that's just kind of guy I am.
Yeah, Ruben's just such a nice guy.
always.
The best. Yeah, there's resistance blue
Never
squadron.
pizzas.
Yeah. But either way, thank you everybody for joining. We've had a great time talking with you, and thank you for letting us into your home. Tell your pets you care about them. Have a good evening, and enjoy Star Wars Unlimited. Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys.